Hi guys, welcome back and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to talk about some of the books that I've read and either really enjoyed or I'm really disappointed in this September. So it's been a bit of a whirlwind for me at the time of filming this, because I am filming it a bit before the end of September than I normally would be. I have currently read 23 books and it's been a complete mixture, as you'll be able to tell when I go through some of my favourites and least favourites. So without further ado, let's get on to it. So starting with a non-fiction book that I actually really enjoyed. I think this featured in one of my videos last time, but I'm not sure. This is Inside the Mind of the Yorkshire Ripper, The Final Investigation by Chris Clark and Tim Hicks. I found this book really fascinating because it talks a lot about the unknown victims of the Yorkshire Ripper, the ones that, due to circumstances sometimes beyond the police's control and sometimes not, that a lot of the cases that he could potentially have been prosecuted for were missed off. It's really fascinating, but I will say that if you are not interested, or for the life of you, your brain cannot work around stats and statistics and numbers and loads of information bombarding you at once, it's probably not the easiest book to read, because even I struggled at times. Just because a lot of the pages feature a lot of information and then like tables laying out that information, and my brain doesn't convert that very easily. But I absolutely think this was a wonderful, I say wonderful, so the subject wasn't wonderful, but the way it was the way it was written and how things were talked about was really wonderful for a true crime book. And I think if you're interested in stuff like this, you should definitely give it a read. I'm not going to read the full blurb because I think I read it in a video previously, but I will read like a little bit at the top. The fullest possible account of the crimes of Peter Sutcliffe, the Yorkshire Ripper, including those he was not charged with and has never previously been connected to. So this fully goes into every single case he could possibly have been, or they think he might have been rumoured to be involved in, and it is truly fascinating. I won't go into it too much in this video, but if you'd like me to do like a true crime video and talk about some of the true crime books that I absolutely love, I am so willing to do so. But I also know that true crime and stuff like this is a bit too gory for some people, so I don't want to talk about it too much in a video that some people might not really enjoy. So yeah, this was I think it was a 4.5 or 4-star read for me, but this is Inside the Mind of the Yorkshire Ripper, The Final Investigation. This is the Dark Within Us by Jess Popplewell, and I fully did not expect to enjoy this book as much as I did. I gave it a full 5-star read, couldn't put it down at some points. It follows Jenny and Luke. Jenny feels broken, Luke is from hell, and they help each other because Jenny wants to get something that belongs to her back, and Luke is on a mission for his father. So it's really interesting. I definitely would recommend, and I'm actually really excited because this author is doing a signing of this book at the local bookshop where I got it on the 12th of October. It could potentially be the first signing that I go to, and I'm really very, very excited, like cannot wait if I'm able to attend. But yes, a new fantasy. I think technically it's classed as romantasy, but I wouldn't say there's much romance, just typical romance in it, because I do also think it's made for younger people. So as much as there's romance, there's also like a lot of dark twisted stuff in here. But the cover stood out to me straight away, and I just think it's a beautiful book. And I would highly recommend. So the one thing that I absolutely loved about this book is the modernisation of hell, because when you read a book that features like hell or demons and stuff, a lot of it is very much stuff that you've read before, whereas I think this was a really interesting new take on it, and I really enjoyed it, and I really hope he writes more in the future. So yeah, this is The Dark Within Us by Jess Popplewell, and it was a 5-star read for me. Now, this is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, and I was meaning to start this series for a while, and when I tell you I wish I'd started it far sooner, I absolutely mean it. I love this book. It broke my heart in several places, but we're not going to talk about that without spoilers. And I try not to give spoilers on this channel, and if I ever do, I am sincerely apologising now, because I never mean to do that, because I hate when people do that to me. But it follows Evangeline and her kind of quest for love and wanting to find that real thing, and there's a lot of magic, a lot of twistiness involved. There's Jack, who he portrays himself as a bad guy, but is he really a bad guy? We don't know. We can't figure it out, but we love him nonetheless. Just the whole magic system in this universe, because it's the same universe that Caravel is in, and the two main girls in the Caravel series do make an appearance in this book. And when I tell you I was blown away. I was like, oh my god, is it? But I just love the magic in this, and I also love the romance and how unintentionally steamy some of the scenes are. You're like, oh, this is cute. Oh, this is steamy now. I love Stephanie Garber's writing. I think she's an amazing author, and this was another 5-star read for me. I would highly recommend, if you've been putting it off or haven't read this yet, then I would highly recommend. Of course, I also highly recommend reading the whole Caravel series before this, because otherwise you'll have no idea what's going on. I'm kind of wishing I'd kept the Caravel series to read the last book before I started reading this series, just because I needed that recap, but I kind of got there in the end. It just took me a minute. But yeah, Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber is definitely a new favourite. Now, I honestly do not know what to say about The Late Americans by Brandon Taylor without being very, very critical, because this was a 2-star read for me. I read it for the book club that I went to at the end of this month. Well, at the end of September, whenever you're watching this video, really. I should make them more open, shouldn't I? So that whenever anyone's reading this, they can tell. But yeah, it was my first time at a book club, and this book was... Nobody really enjoyed this book. I think some of us read it because we were reading it for the book club, and we finished it because of that reason entirely. I really liked some aspects of this book, but it was just... It fell flat in so many places. Each chapter, well, to begin with, the chapters were like 50 pages each, and each chapter was about a different character completely. Like, don't get me wrong, the characters entwined a little bit, but it was just very confusing. It was kind of mind-numbing and not particularly my favourite ever read. I don't think it'll be on that list for forever. I think the concept was good. I think the idea behind the book itself was a really good thing, but I just think the way it was written, it's too fancy for me. I'm a Yorkshire lass, born and bred, and using big words to make it seem like there's something about the book that's worth to keep reading it isn't really my favourite cup of tea. I will admit I'm not into contemporary fiction completely anyway, so it was definitely a hard one to read, but I did it. I would just say also that the blurb does not tell you what the book is about at all. Reading the blurb and the reviews of the book sounded really good, and then you read the book and you just think they were talking about a different book. I'm not always this hard about books, but it was kind of the letdown. Because you also think it looks really good, like the cover looks cool, and then, like I said, you just read it and you're like, okay, well, I've started it now, so I'll carry on, and then by the end you're like, I don't know if I should have carried that on, but I did it. So yeah, this was interesting to say the least, and I don't think I'll be looking for any more of Brandon Taylor's work, but if you have read any of his work, because I think he's wrote a book called Real Life and a book called Filthy Animals as well as this one. So if you've read any of his other work and want to try get me to read some of his other works, please leave a comment to persuade me in the comment section below, because if you can persuade me, you are quite frankly magical yourself. Because at this moment in time, it would be a hard no. But yeah, this was probably the only bad read for me in September, but it's The Late Americans by Brandon Taylor. Now, this was an advanced reader's copy, or I don't know if it was an advanced reader's copy because I'm pretty sure this was published in 2018. But anyway, I read this in collaboration with, again, Love Book Tours on Instagram, and when I tell you, this book completely surprised me. I started the first few chapters thinking, oh god, what is this? What am I reading? And then by like the fifth or sixth chapter, I was completely hooked. It's a mystery with horror, with like a horror twist. Crime thriller with a horror twist. As well as some kind of clairvoyance thrown in, because one of the main characters is a medium, should we say? But I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed One Night Only by G.P. Ritchie. I want so badly more people to read this book because I need more. I wish I knew if this was a series or not because I need more of this main character in my life. I am going to read the blurb for this one so that people can get a really good idea of what it's about. But this was a full 5-star, did not want to put down, read for me. And I would absolutely love if more people would give this book a chance because, oh my god, I'm in love. So let me read the blurb. Life is precious, that's why they take it. As a boy, Andy Lorimer loved puzzles, but one he didn't solve destroyed his childhood. It would have taken his future too if he hadn't found stability within the police service. Now, as a long-serving Edinburgh detective, he's built a solitary existence following evidence to find the truth. After the horrific murder of a city councillor and the disappearance of a council employee, the trail of evidence points towards political corruption. But Andy suspects there may be another path to uncover, a shadow maze stretching back years into darkness, a path that strays uncomfortably close to a woman who hears the voices of the dead. I loved this murder mystery. It had everything I wanted in it. It was dark and twisty, a lot of twists you never saw coming. There was perspective changes within the chapter, within like each chapter, because sometimes it would focus on Andy, other times it would focus on the bad guys, other times it would focus on the medium, and just absolutely wow. It's times like these that I'm really glad I sign up to read like advanced readers copies and such forth, because you really do find some hidden gems. But yeah, if there's one book that I hope I've encouraged you to read throughout this video, it is One Night Only by G.P. Ritchie, which was a massive 5-star read for me. So I hope everyone enjoyed what I read and rated in September. I think September was the first month in a while where, like I said, with The Late Americans, I just had a massive dip in what I was reading, because that was like the first 2-star in a while. And of course, as always, I read loads on my Kindle. I will add, I'm going to add into my description from now my Goodreads link so you can all catch up with what I'm reading. If you don't have me on Instagram, you can at least add me on Goodreads, or even my Storygraph, I'll add that in. So you guys can find out and keep up with what I'm reading on a daily basis, because it changes a lot. Like I said, at the time of filming this video, I've read 23 books. My current read is Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb, and I am thoroughly loving it. It's high fantasy to the max, with a sprinkle of medieval in it, and it's just fabulous. So that will probably feature in a October video at some point. I am also really excited to get to show you my October TBR in the next video shortly, because I've got some really good reads on there. A lot of ones for spooky season as well. And if you have any video ideas or challenges you want me to do, or book genres you want me to discuss in any videos, please comment down below. Because I'm definitely looking for some more video ideas. But thanks for watching, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you know anyone that is looking for a new booktuber to follow, I would literally love as many subscribers as possible. Don't mind me, that's just me kicking the camera because I got giddy. I'm really hoping to reach my goal of 100 subscribers by the end of the year. And I appreciate each and every one of you that watches my videos and sticks around. I know I'm not the most kind of scheduled poster, and I do have a lot of health stuff going on at the minute that tends to just wipe my energy out at sometimes, so my content isn't always the most regularly posted, but I do try my best. And like I say in other videos, you can always keep up with me on Instagram because I always try and post daily on there. But yeah, just a massive thank you for watching my videos, and I'll see you in the next one.